All right. Good afternoon. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Judge, I
Yes, sir.
can now. My volume was down.
All right, Mr. Contreras, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
Okay. I believe, well, court will resume here with the September 10, 2020 docket. And we're on F 3329-15-4 in the interest of AGO and LAO. And I think that's the style.
Yes.
So what do we have, gentlemen?
Judge, I filed a request for an emergency hearing because the kids are not able to go to school after our last hearing, which I believe was on the 28th. You allowed my client to move to Cameron County. We set up some visitation, a different visitation, not scheduled, but pick up and drop off point. Well, after the hearing, the next week, he either drove or he emailed the principal of the school in San Benito, Mr. Contreras' client, Mr. Ontiveros, and he basically informs them that he has the exclusive right to determine the education of the children, that the children are not supposed to be in Cameron County, they're supposed to go to school in Hidalgo County. So the principal notified the San Benito Police Department, the school police department, and basically they told them, look, your kids can't go to school here because they're not supposed to be here. And today was actually the last day they can attend school. And this is all because Mr. Ontiveros took it upon himself to cause this, not for the children's best interest, but for his own best interest. So we'd asked the court to enter an order allowing them to stay in the school in San Benito, to redefine that, and also maybe changing there's a every other week, Mr. Ontiveros is supposed to go pick up the children and drop them off at school on a Wednesday. I believe he drops them off on a Thursday. So if he's going to do that, he's got to pick them up from San Benito and drop them off in San Benito. Yesterday, there was a change of plans that the parents were on their way to drop them off at 3:30. He said, no, it's going to be 5:30 now. And then I'll just pick them up in San Benito. So we need we need something that to be in the order where he has to obey it. Either the kids are allowed to go to school in San Benito, and that he has to pick up and drop off on the midweek visitation, if that's what he wants. But these,
I think it's a premature filing of emergency hearing because I'm preparing those orders to reflect what Mr. Vega, what you ordered, Judge, basically, that the kids will remain in Cameron County. The only thing that was changed is the pickup and drop off at the Peter Piper in Weslaco. Now, I didn't get a chance to speak to this gentleman, but I'm going to bring him in and let him know you're not going on the old orders. That's over and done with. The judge ordered the primary residence in San Benito, in Cameron County, and the kids will continue going. And specifically, what I'm wording in the final orders that was rendered on that day, we had a hearing. I specifically saying that the kids will remain in Cameron County and go to school in Cameron County as well. But again, I'm sending that as we speak to Mr. Vega's email, so he can review and add or modify as to what he's telling the court. But I think, again, we can implement what Mr. Vega wants in that final order, Your Honor, regarding the Wednesdays and Thursdays. I have no problem in modifying that, Mr. Vega. But
that's again, Judge, which is fine. We're working on that. But what we need is Mr. Ontiveros to simply email the principal, say, I have no objection to attending school, or they're not going to be able to attend school on Monday, because by the time we get the order and you sign it and we get it over to San Benito, that was the emergency part, that they cannot go to school after today because Mr. Ontiveros took it upon himself.
Can I suggest something?
Yes.
Why don't we just do a quick order right now, so we can submit it to you. Oscar and I will sign off on it, that the children will remain in the school district of San Benito as ordered by the court. Mrs. Ontiveros is on the line now.
Right, I see.
Mr. Ontiveros, can you take your hat off? This is a court hearing, sir. Take that hat off, please. Take your hat off.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ontiveros.
Okay.
About that, Judge. Sorry about that.
All right, but do we need something quick now before 5 o'clock? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
We can formulate an order right away, and so that you can sign, and Oscar and I can sign you on it. We can.
Well, we need to get off so you can do it right away, and I'll sign it hopefully in 10, 15 minutes. So just submit it.
let me get the girls to just do an order regarding that specific.
All right.
The order
But
that
in the meantime, you're asking that Mr. Ontiveros make a phone call, or what is it?
Judge,
Well,
all you
Judge,
have to do is email the principal also
I
to,
just need an
to the
order right now.
school.
So iPhone will be have. Oh,
If he
sorry.
could email the, like, he's the one that causes the school interruption. So if he could email him also and just tell him, hey, I have no objection to them attending the San Benito school.
Uh-huh.
That way they can, if the order doesn't get there in time or whatever happens, at least they're going to be allowed to go to school on Monday.
At least there's something on record, like an email.
Right. He's already emailed them the divorce decree. He can also send them another email saying that they're allowed to, he has no objection that they stay there.
All right. Did you hear that, Mr. Ontiveros?
Mr. Judge, I really don't know what's going on.
Okay. I can read you, Judge. I can, just to refresh his memory.
Okay.
This is, let me refresh his memory here real quick.
I think, Mr. Vega, I think the judge can let him know and admonish him,
Right.
Mr. Vega. That would be better, no?
They have, I have an email here from Juan Sosa, who works for the San Benito
Okay, how's it
ISD
going?
Police
How's it
Department.
going?
He said, on Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, at about 11:42 a.m., I was dispatched to Oscar de la Fuente Elementary in reference to a question pertaining to a child custody issue. I arrived at the campus, spoke with Principal Flores. I was told that a father of the students that are registered at the campus had sent a divorce decree to the campus. Mr. Flores told me that the father lives in Hidalgo County and the mother lives in San Benito. Mrs. Flores told me that while reviewing the divorce decree, it stated that children's education pertained to Hidalgo County. I was asked if the document needed to be followed. I told Mrs. Flores that this was an official document from the courts and needed to be followed as stated. Mrs. Flores had a staff member call the mother of the child, Adriana Garcia, and explain to her what was received and the decree would need be followed pertaining to the location of the children's education. Mrs. Quiroga made the calls to Ms. Garcia and spoke to her over the phone. After a few seconds, I took possession of the call and informed Ms. Garcia that her ex-husband had forwarded a divorce decree to the campus. I told her that the decree needed to be followed and that her children would have to withdraw from the campus as a divorce decree stated, and the children needed to attend school in Hidalgo County. Ms. Garcia told me that she already had a hearing that the presiding judge had allowed the children to stay in Cameron County for their education. I asked Ms. Garcia if she had any documentation from the court stating that they can attend school in Cameron County. She told me that she did not, but that was going to get with her attorney as soon as possible. I notified Mrs. Garcia that once she received the documentation, and it goes on a little bit further, Judge, but now that refreshes Mr. Ontiveros' memory of what he did. And this is an email from the police department for the school district, okay?
Okay.
So he's the one that caused this whole thing.
I'm not objecting to it because, you know, police reports are inadmissible, but for this case, Your Honor, I'm not objecting as to his reading of that report into the record, Your Honor. I'm not objecting to that, so we can expedite this emergency hearing, Your Honor.
Well, right now we need,
We'll get an order to you right now, Judge.
yeah, give me an order right now, but in the meantime, Mr. Ontiveros is supposed to call, I guess, again on the, who do we call, Juan Sosa?
He's a police officer for San Benito ISD, Juan Sosa, I believe.
Okay, but I don't know if that's gonna work or not, if it's Sosa.
I think he emailed the divorce decree to the principal judge. So what he needs to do is email it back to him, email him and say, okay, they can attend school. I don't have any objection. That way.
Okay.
That way the order can
I
be.
think the order will be sufficient, ordered by the court. I'm preparing as we speak, Your Honor. I'm going to send it to you within the next 5 minutes as to what the order. In the meantime, I'm also finalizing the final orders that were rendered that day that we had a hearing. But I think it needs to be cleared up what you ordered, Judge, Mr. Ontiveros, because I don't think he had an understanding.
Well, that the kids were gonna continue staying in Cameron County, in San Benito, right? That's what we had ordered.
That's
Right.
Right? All right, Mr. Ontiveros, you're raising your hand. Yes, sir.
You
You're
gotta
mute.
unmute yourself. You're not you're on mute.
Need to unmute.
Judge, I do not have any, I'm not too sure what the other party is talking about when they say refreshing my memory. Every year we provide a court order, which is a current court order
All right.
to the school districts, so we can all follow the order. There was nothing else other than the principal seeing that there is a geographical restriction in place for the Hidalgo County that doesn't make, me guilty here. we're just following the order. If the school district saw and revised the order,
Okay.
and it clearly says that there is a geographical restrictions, how is it that they can allow the kids to be enrolled in the San Benito district? It's very
Okay.
simple.
I think he missed the entire last hearing, Judge. Mr. Ontiveros is completely out of it. He doesn't even remember the last hearing that where he.
Yeah, but at the last hearing, we ordered that there was going to be, the children were going to stay in San Benito.
Actually, we had an emergency hearing for the pickup times because she had violated the order, not for the transition of a school district. That judge would be very difficult for me as a single father to allow my kids to attend a school district which is from another county. Like that is just very unfair because I'm a single father again. I'm current with my child support payments. I'm doing everything that I have to do. I have a relationship with my children. I need to have my kids closer, or a fair decision, maybe in the middle. That the judge making a decision to allow my kids to attend a school district in another county would make it very hard for me to have a relationship with my kids, and also to be involved in the school events or even be a part of their school activities.
I don't know what the details were of the hearing that we had last time, but it was at the end, it was decided that she would keep the kids in San Benito where she works where, in Brownsville or something?
He works in Brownsville, Judge, and this is,
Right.
remember, it's the best interest of the children, not Mr.
Not in
Ontiveros.
the best interest of Mr. Tiveros or Miss Gonzalez. It's in the best interest of the children. But anyway, we have to make an order right now. Let's do it quickly so I can sign it.
Yes, Your Honor.
And hopefully we can email it to the principal.
May I just, Mr. Tiveros, we had a hearing and the judge allowed the kids in San Benito, but Mr. Okay, you keep switching. But Mr. Tiveros, what happened is that the court afforded you, accommodated you for, she's got to bring kids to you in Westaco. Pick up and drop off in Westaco. That's part of means of you know, for the inconvenience that by them moving to someone, the court gave her an order to come back to Westaco Peter Piper, Mr. Tiveros, and that was what the judge ordered, final orders on this case, Mr. Tiveros.
I just wanted to comment and speak up because that is a very unfair decision. What's the point of geographical restrictions?
There's no more.
Look, guys.
If we're not gonna follow it.
Look. The pitfalls of a divorce is exactly what we're going through right now. That's going to happen. It's a give and take situation. You're not going to get everything you want when you get divorced. All right? That's the pitfall. You guys got married. I was not there. You guys had a baby. I wasn't there. Now you're divorced. I'm involved. And I made a decision based on what was the best interest of the children. Okay? But hey, that's the problem. I mean, things are going to happen. There's no perfect divorce. Somebody's going to have to walk longer than somebody else. Right now, I need a quick order so that I can sign it so that the school in San Benito can receive it and the kids continue going to school in San Benito, okay? That's what I need right now, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, give it to me right now so I can sign. I'll be waiting for a signature. Hurry up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all. You may be excused.
All right. Mr. Tiveros, can you call me real quick to my cell phone?
Yeah, no problem.